Is that the same thing again? Is that the... I don't know, it's shaped differently. It almost looks like the
It's a
hive
different
brain thing.
Anyway, for people who don't know what furry porn is, you can punch
Google.
into Google image search.
And learn things.
And regret. I
Yeah, it
either
turns out
regret
if you
or really
include the
enjoy
word
it.
porn in the search result, it pretty much just assumes you don't want safe search at that point.
On
What
the
if you,
topic of vor.
Okay, just leapt right into the deep end of the pool.
That would be the name
Right
of this
into
video
the
if I was
maw.
naming these.
Right into the maw.
Wait,
Very
why
funny.
is it
Right
Very
into
stuck
the
on
maw.
matching now? That's weird.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
broken.
It
We're
might be
getting
broken.
censored for our topic.
So I had a friend in college, and he drew some like nice cartoony Pokemon stuff, fan art, whatever. And yeah, I'm gonna just Alt F4 out and
Okay.
try and start it back up again. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna resuscitate it from there.
That was
but
a
so I
new
looked up
problem.
I looked up his art recently, and oh boy, it's nothing but vor, nothing
Aww.
but. And I
Did
was
you
just
tell
like,
him that's not art? You...
it's
This
like
is the story where he said that, yeah.
It's like Pokevore and regular vor, and Shell's making like gross faces at me. She found it first.
I thought you were gonna say Shell's making vor.
No, I was
Poke
just
of
following
Vorzi.
our friends to see how their artwork was doing after college, and then he started drawing nothing but that, and I'm like, ew, no.
In other words, they're making a living.
Sorry.
Yep. Well, Bird, the thing I most regret is clicking on this stream. Sorry, we don't usually talk about furry porn.
I think my first
I mean-
encounter was probably that my brother just started claiming he was making it himself at one point. And I'm
Oh,
like,
right.
you don't have that artistic talent. And I just found the actual artist. I'm like, that's the person.
Yeah, Keith's brother likes to.
Lie.
Yeah.
He's going through
Alright, you
phases,
guys-
and for about a week or a month or something, he just decided, I'm a furry now.
Yeah, that sounds like,
Like,
middle school.
I drew this.
How'd that
I'm like,
work
no,
out
he
for him?
didn't. No, he didn't. That was drawn by someone named Adam Wan. I found it via Google search.
Almost all of my friends in middle school and high school, well, all of my online friends were furries. So
Oh, jeez.
I drew some furry art back in the day.
I've also had the experience of
I don't know where it
having
is,
a not
so-
insignificant furry
There you go.
audience on YouTube because of fucking Tokyo Jungle.
Yeah, true.
Like, oh, you played a fun game about where you play as animals in the post-apocalyptic Tokyo. Get ready for a lot of avatars that look like people are orgasming. Just a lot of them.
Yeah, what's up with
So
that?
many.
I've seen that a lot more lately.
It's a thing.
Yep. And I'm just
Oh
like,
shit! there's a
wow,
bunch of
that's
these
so
transport ships.
that's so gross. I'm just gonna save that image into my gross images folder for later
That gross.
to look
It's a
at.
freaking avatar.
You're searching for the brain.
You haven't seen the avatars I've seen.
Searching for the brain in a world covered with earth eaters is like the old needle in a haystack. And considering the
Anyway, so on to a different topic. Wow, that silence was tasty. That was the silence of me
No,
thinking
you
to
just-
myself, like,
You just
do I
made me
share
imagine
this
Doctor
or
Who
no?
vor.
What? Oh.
That silence was tasty.
Oh God, ew.
Silence must fall.
Into my belly.
Get in my brother. And now we have Austin Powers Doctor Who vor in our heads. Great.
Yeah, there should. Is there a Doctor Who fat bastard slash fiction out there?
Wow,
That's what I wanna
you went
see.
in that direction.
Yeah,
Wait,
man.
fat bastard, pre or post fat?
Oh, like
post fat.
oh.
Whatever makes him fat. I don't understand that classification.
In the post credits, Fat Bastard just becomes a weird skin flap monster
yeah,
because
yeah.
he loses all of his weight.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, fat bastard when he's fat. That doesn't
okay.
count.
And I'm pretty sure that because they didn't have that much creativity, they were just like, oh, my neck looks like a vagina and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Those are hard
I
movies
think
to watch
that was
now.
might have
That was the third one, and the third one was one of the most phoned-in piece of shit movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
That is the
Until
only
the Love
Austin
Guru.
Powers movie I've seen.
That's true. The Love Guru is worst. But Austin Powers 1 and 2, I think, are actually legitimately really funny movies.
I have never seen
Goldfinger,
them.
pretty bad.
I saw Goldfinger at a sleepover at like 4 in the morning. I remember shit all and nothing about it.
It's okay.
I was 12. It was worse.
That's when most people watch that movie.
I think I
Or
saw
most people our
Eurotrip like
age.
2 years later, and I was just like, why are we watching this? This is like not for 14-year-olds.
That's fine.
Well, it probably is actually. I don't know.
that's 14-year-olds'
Yeah,
favorite
it is.
things.
The things that are not meant for them with a big
Yeah.
wink and a nod, yes.
There's just something uncomfortable about watching something like Eurotrip with a room full of friends who are very into it.
Oh, do I have
I
some
watched-
stories that I will never share?
I think I watched Eurotrip trip at school.
Never. About that.
High school?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh no, that was Oktoberfest. We watched Oktoberfest in our German class. They,
You know, this
they
game
really
is
use
campy
any
and-
excuse to watch movies in high school.
This game is campy and stupid, but I really do like it when, like, shit is crashing into the ground. I wish they had, like, drummed up the effects a bit better. Because, like, watching these things just sink in is kind of cool. And then they
Yeah,
hit,
they got
you're
that
like,
kind of old school, like, video gamey, like, corpse effect from an RTS type of thing.
Is it
You
just
know
me
what
or
I'm
is
saying?
this mission, like, really dumb? Because, like,
This mission is stupid. It's a bunch of, like, transport ships going ring around the rosy,
Yeah,
drop a
they
couple of
are.
spiders.
they don't even
Or, like,
drop
duck
a
duck
bunch.
goosing. It's stupid.
We are really low on enemies right now.
It's fine. This transport ship just gave birth to a bunch of bees.
I mean,
How's that for a
a
mental
bunch
image?
or, like, a small handful?
A small handful.
Bee vagina.
That bastard giving birth to a handful of bees where the father is Doctor Who.
But only a handful.
Where the father is Matt Smith Doctor Who. There's a slash fiction that I need to see.
No,
But
no, no,
you
no,
keep
no.
adding
It should be-
variables.
it should
The
be-
tags
it
are going
should
to be
be
so
David
long.
Tennant. They're both Scottish. It should be David Tennant. They're both Scottish, and so like
No,
David
no,
Tennant
we
goes
need
back
to. They need to be
No, no, no.
multicultural baby bees.
No, 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 no. I want pure, unadulterated Scottish.
Scottish bees. They're not even
Yes.
like yellow and black. They're just like plaid stripe with paisleys and
Isn't-
shit on
Yeah.
Isn't
them.
the other guy Scottish
Yeah.
too?
Yes.
Aren't
The-
half
the-
the
the
doctors
guy
so
that-
far Scottish?
The guy that is no longer the doctor because the doctor's a woman now.
Capaldi. No, Capaldi's going to
Capaldi.
be the doctor for one more episode.
That's true.
The Christmas special
I
hasn't
thought
come out
Capaldi
yet.
was great, and he was hampered with some of the worst writing I've ever seen on that show. I felt bad. I thought that he had
You
a lot of
missed some
potential.
You missed some Matt Smith stuff then.
I love the Matt Smith stuff. It also had horrendous writing.
Yeah, they're both
But-
great doctors, the people themselves.
Yeah, but like Matt Smith had some classics. Keith,
There's a lot of misguided hatred towards Matt Smith because like he was really young and he didn't even know Doctor Who. It's like fucking what?
but he was one of
The
the
ol-
best. Matt Smith was amazing.
He was great at it.
The only
It's
thing
just
I
that
don't like
his-
about Matt Smith-
all the problems were stuff he didn't have control over, and also he didn't have
Hey,
eyebrows.
Yeah, that's it. That's my only problem with him. No fucking eyebrows is really weird.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. That he just doesn't have
Well,
eyebrows.
so here's the thing: I didn't have eyebrows growing up. They were too blonde, so like you couldn't see them in like Kid Wander pictures.
But he never stopped. But it
I-
helped make him look alien.
Yeah,
Truth.
true. But like, I got shit on for that too. So like, realizing there's another actor that also doesn't have eyebrows, so it's just like,
You'll have the
The
same
shame.
experience.
Wander
If,
was like, there's somebody in the media that looks like me.
You'll have
Maybe
the sa-
I can make it work out for me too.
you'll have the same experience if you go back and watch Star Trek: Next Generation and see the Whoopi Goldberg bar scenes.
yeah,
It's like, oh yeah, she just doesn't have eyebrows.
yeah.
I mean, that's a statement,
the interesting point for
right?
my eyebrows is I
Yeah.
burned them off while camping, and then they came back brown instead of like super blonde. So it was really weird.
worked out great.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
worked out
Whoopi
good.
Goldberg I can't remember if Whoopi Goldberg always has eyebrows or if my brain just fills them in, but specifically the character in Star Trek does not, for sure. Because I couldn't stop re-noticing it.
I went to that camping trip, a blonde boy.
No, Whoopi
I
Goldberg
left
does not
a
have.
dark-haired man.
Holy shit, Whoopi Goldberg has never had eyebrows. Period.
Is this like
Yes.
blowing your mind too right now?
Well, see, I remembered it in Star Trek, but I thought it was a stylistic thing. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at young
Yeah,
Goldberg.
I was gonna say that's just her look.
I just haven't seen her in much else except for that Dinosaur Cop movie we're definitely gonna watch together.
Yeah. No, she looks great, but yeah, there's not a hint of hair on that brow at any stage of her life. She might just not have any, actually.
Yeah. I mean, she definitely doesn't have, like, the wrong color or something like Matt Smith, because you can't... Her hair is not the same color as her skin at all.
I liked Matt Smith's episodes a lot. I liked his companions. I liked his plot arcs. I liked his monsters. There were some episodes that were shit.
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi's episodes.
Remember that
I
one
did
time
not
he was
like
red? Remember that one time Matt Smith was red?
Yeah. Remember that one time Rick was a pickle?
Pickle Rick!
Pickle Rick! That show is a meme.
Oh, that episode made me sad.
Yeah. Well, let's not leave Wander out. So,
What's your favorite Doctor Who episode? Speaking of things that Wander doesn't watch.
I was gonna say, like, what? I was trying to think of, like, what's the one thing that we have most in common that Wander doesn't, and I realized it's mostly television
Bad?
shows.
No, not Breaking Bad.
I was gonna say,
Better
like,
Call
Rick and Morty
Saul.
and Breaking Bad.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
The thing that no one watches besides us, apparently.
Yeah, the Better Call Saul doesn't have a whole lot of viewership from what I remember.
It has, at the very least, it has none of the hype.
Yeah.
All of my
But
family
it's
members
so much,
that watched Breaking Bad stopped watching Better Call Saul immediately.
But Better Call Saul is, like, it's better than Breaking Bad,
It
in my
is.
opinion.
It's so good.
I think it's one of those where it inherently doesn't have the hype that Breaking Bad did.
Right,
because,
that's a big part of it.
Like, it
No,
doesn't have the
Walter.
media attention. I think everybody's moved away to Game of Thrones and Rick and Morty and a couple other
the
things.
thing is, everybody loved Walter White so much, and he's just not in the show.
Yeah, he's just
So,
not on the show.
There it is.
It's also just not like a violent, like, crime series.
It's so. Oh, hello. We have Bahamut.
It's just that particular. It's Vince Gillian's particular brand of like drama comedy.
Oh,
The Thing.
Yeah, we have
my
Bahamut
God.
Zero here. He's gonna breathe a laser beam and do a lot of damage.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God, that
I
dealt
can't
no
wait
damage
for
to
when
me.
he douses himself in liquid gold and flies towards the city, and then it cuts to credits for an entire year.
The hell are you talking about?
What the movies did.
Oh,
Like,
right.
oh, Smaug's loose, he's gonna blow up the city. Credits. I'm like, are you fucking with me? His entire movie was hyped up. This entire movie's built up to Smaug, and then you fucking just end the movie. And they're like, come back next year. I'm like, fuck off. Should have never been 3 movies.
Nope.
Third movie's a waste of time. Nothing happens in it. It's just a war for like 5 hours. Like
That'd
between
be a cool-looking
between a bunch of
dragon,
CG
actually.
people you've never heard
This
of
is
before.
really, really nice looking. He's also very easy to stun. He also looks exactly like Bahamut. Look at his face.
I said this
Bahamut?
last time we played this, but I
Oh, he
would
just
totally
got to the
play.
floor.
Wow,
I
he
would
just
tot-
ate it.
I would totally play like a Final Fantasy crossover EDF game where
Yeah.
it's like you're kind of like Final Fantasy soldiers versus Final Fantasy monsters, but it
Oh my
plays
god.
exactly like E EDF.
He looks mad at me. Let's cover him with purple so I can't feel like I'm in danger anymore.
My favorite part of fighting this guy is that it really does not do a lot of damage.
I was shooting him so much that my entire screen was just purple. I was just shooting in the vague direction of the blood spurt. Because
Oh,
you're a
shit.
firework.
Well, there goes my bridge.
The amusing thing about this Hobbit movies for me is just that like the guy that played the Mount on Game of Thrones quit just to go be the villain, one of the villains in the Hobbit, and then they just CG'd over him.
Yeah, that's gotta suck.
They had him in full makeup during the filmings, like he was in costume, and then they just replaced him with a CG character afterwards. It's
Which
like,
is weird
it's
because
like you left Game of Thrones for that.
the weird part is like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, like the first one, which is weird because The Hobbit technically came first. I think. I want to say it did.
Oh,
the
we
bomb-
have more Jackies.
What are you saying
Hobbit
about
just
the Hobbit
check
and
out-
Lord of the Rings
Well-
coming first? What?
I don't know which was written first, but you know,
Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when you
so,
get
like,
the ring from Gollum, none of that was ever supposed to actually be like amazing, like this is the end of the world ring or anything. It was just a cool ring that makes you invisible.
Okay, because like for the original trilogy of movies that they put out at the very least, they actually had like done so much practical effects that like I don't even know how many digital effects they had. It was very bare minimum.
A lot of digital stuff was like making the armies look bigger and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like the Uruk-hai, those were people in costume.
Yeah.
The Balrog was CG, but like
There was
the Hobbit hole and
way too much
making-
CG in the new one. Like
making,
pointless
what's
CG.
The special effects, making Gandalf look bigger than everybody.
I'm
God,
pretty
that was
sure-
awesome.
My favorite was them making Gimli look small. He's the biggest
yeah.
actor of the crew, save for
Yeah.
maybe.
They had to. They had to
There's
build
just
like
tons of forced
special
perspective.
like rooms and like forced perspective.
Yeah.
And it worked.
They would
great.
like hand a mug from person to person, and they would actually just be two different mugs and stuff like that to make them look like they're different sizes. It's like they come in pints, and the pint looks like it's a bucket.
Oh shit! Here it goes. Did you guys see that ragdoll as the dragon
Oh yeah,
died?
I was under it.
That was magic.
He's dead?
I was under it when it ragdolled on me.
He just cartwheeled stupidly.
Oh, he didn't do that. He
That's just how he
slumped
always
on me.
flies. He's just
Oh.
stupid looking.
He like cartwheeled sideways away from you as he died, and I was like,
Eh.
huh.
One of the pointless cases of CG in the Hobbit series was that like eventually they're hyping up like there's gonna be another dwarven army coming in, and the other dwarven army is led by a CG character. I'm like, he's not even a real character. Didn't even have an actor play that guy. Why is the lead dwarf of the army a fake man?
I think Lady Bird bought the novelization of the Lord of the Rings movies. Because we have these 3 books, and they're really big. And they have the same title as the 3 movies. I tried to read one of them, and I was like, this is stupid. And then I put
He
it
spells
back.
color with a U. What's this bullshit?
But they're like slow and so long. Like usually when a movie gets novelized, they don't put like more stuff into it. They just like retell it. But like these, they were like really like elaborate. Like all this stuff was like filling in the blanks and stuff. I don't know.
I remember that was one of my first experiences trying to read the novel version of a thing that I'd started seeing already, and I couldn't make the transfer.
Totally ruins like the reading experience when you've already seen a movie about something.
It varies sometimes. World War Z's book is just a different thing entirely.
Why did
Yeah.
you waste your attack?
It reloads pretty quick. There's
okay.
a bunch of ants over there.
But no, the
Part
issue
of
with
it
Lord of
is,
the Rings was that I tried to. The first 2 movies had come out, so I wanted to read the 3rd book because I wanted to know what happened next. But I had the realization like that the movies and books don't start and end at even vaguely the same times.
Yep.
Like the battles the main battle of each book takes place in the correct movie, and that's about it. Like Shelob, I think, was in the 3rd movie, but the 2nd book and stuff like that, and like Merry or Pippin or whoever getting the page, or finding the orb and getting like exiled off to Minas Tirith happens in the 2nd book. What happens midway through the 3rd movie? So like the third book just opens with Merry or Pippin or whoever on Gandalf's horse going to Minas Tirith. I'm like, I don't know why we're here or where this is, and I'm so confused. It starts like 30 minutes into the movie basically.
I remember one of the nicest gifts I've ever received. I was in like maybe 6th or 5th grade. I was really young, and I just happened to invite. So I was. How much context to provide? Okay, so I invited this one guy to my birthday party, and he wasn't able to make it. But he just like showed up for a brief second, and then he just handed me like a children's version of The Hobbit. I mean, by version, it was like a big text and had like pictures and illustrations along with it.
It is a children's book.
Yeah, and I think I read that book like basically in the course of 3 days after I got it for my birthday.
Yeah, I did the
And
same
then I
thing.
read it like probably once a month for like a year and a half straight. I just kept rereading it over and over again. So that was one of the nicest gifts for somebody that I barely knew and who barely knew me, but that was kind of cool.
I
The
remember.
Hobbit is so brief. Like, I remember finding out where the first movie was going to end, and I'm like, okay, I'll listen to the audio. I'll go through the book up to that scene, and it was like, oh, that's. I'm 100
2
pages
hours.
in, and I found it, and I'm there. It's like, because it's only a 300-page book, so it's like the part where they're like on a ledge and they're like, oh, look, the eagles and stuff like that. Like, that's 100 pages into the book, and that's the whole first movie.
How are you enjoying Don Quixote?
I haven't started it.
Wow. You made such a fuss out of it. And
Well,
then you
I
don't
ordered it
even
with
read
other books.
Okay, yeah, what other books? Like, the douche's guide to buttdom? Like, come on, man.
Micromegas.
I don't know what that is.
Voltaire?
Yesterday I made the mistake.
Oh. I know what that is.
Yesterday I made the mistake of confusing 1984 and Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, no.
Because both are dystopic, novels from about the same time period that both involve numbers in the titles, and so I mixed them up in my first episode of Observer, and it's like
The comments section had a field day
so
calling you an
mean.
idiot.
It's like
Fahrenheit, 1984.
I did not realize the literary dystopia universe was so
Fanboyish.
vehemently defended.
Yes. Oh, it is very fanboyish.
I looked them up and yeah, sure, the plots are wildly different, but tone is about the same thing, which is fucking grim.
I liked reading Brave New World in high school. It was kind of refreshing. I was like, man, the future looks awesome. You get to participate in orgies. You don't have to think very hard. You kind of,
You don't have to think very hard.
Yeah, you don't have to think very hard. Everything's kind of figured out for you. You just kind of chill out and have food and do a lot of drugs. I mean, that's pretty cool. And then, I mean, the cast system, that's not so great. That part kind of sucks, but everything else is pretty great.
It could be worse. You could be in Ready Player One.
Oh yeah, well, that would be pretty bad.
Miserable dystopic society.
Have you guys read that book yet, or are you just waiting for the movie?
I'm like one chapter in.
I haven't read it.
Okay, yeah, it's super good.
I need to separate more time. Or more specifically, I need to finally remember to put it on my iPod so I can finish listening to it in the back and forth trip to Andrew's house.
You do audiobooks. Yeah, I read it. We were camping, and I had just gotten my my Google. Oh shoot, what was the Nexus? Yeah, I just gotten a Nexus 7, and it had decently long battery life at this point in time. Nowadays it lasts for about 20 minutes and then freezes twice. So but I just gotten a Nexus 7. I was super excited to be using it. I was camping with my family, and I was like, oh, I'll just read a chapter of Ready Player One. I think I was up until 4 a.m. Reading. Read the whole book in one night. Regret none of it. It was. I don't like camping that much.
Yeah, I had a weird experience with Ready Player One, because it's like society is all about resource scarcity finally coming into play and being a huge problem and everything. And then while I was doing it, it was while I was grinding in Zelda to get all the wood I needed to build this one town for a quest. So I was like, I was going just like a horde of ants. I was just going left or right across this entire forest and chopping down literally every tree one by one until there was no forest left, while reading this going through the resource scarcity prologue to a almost, I guess not post-apocalyptic, but dystopian society novel.
It is very dystopic, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, this is a weird parallel to draw.
I would love to read a dystopian novel where the protagonist is obnoxiously optimistic about everything.
Or just oblivious about the entire concept, or even the fault.
Yeah. It's just Fahrenheit 451, he's like, oh boy, I got new TVs!
Oh boy,
awesome.
oh boy.
I can't wait to burn those books today. I love it when they burn interesting colors because of the chemicals of the covers.
Uh-huh.
Is super down with it, totally misses out. fucking grim his job
Or
is.
it's like in a post-apocalyptic world, and he's like, "Oh man, your town has running water? No way! That's so awesome."
That's wasted, actually.
Oh,
That
true.
dumb roguelike I played a while back. Everybody was like intentionally written to be as dumb
Oh,
as
God.
possible. Yeah.
Ready Player One hits hard because it's all like talking about how like, oh yeah, all the previous generations ruined the world, so like no one really told you growing up, but basically for the rest of your life everything's just going to suck. And I'm like, oh boy, sure hope this
You relate
doesn't
to that a
become
little too
true.
Yeah.
Sure hope this doesn't always actually happen. Fuck.
It's
Looks like
okay.
We're fighting
Blame your parents.
Ravagers. All right.